You no fit be queen again. Comot that crown. You go exile now. Useless queen, we dey drag you go.
Meat, let me go eat it.
Just as today's saying, you must be wondering how I ended up in this situation. Yes, you must be wondering now how a queen became a beggar. Yes, such things happen. The world has seen many falls, some by greed, some by pride, some by the cruelty of fate, but her own fall was different. Hers came from trust. Trust placed in the wrong hands. Trust given to a voice she believed could never deceive her. She was not foolish. She was not weak. She was a ruler of wisdom, a guardian of justice, a woman who chose truth when corruption called her name. This is the story of Chief Zainara, the queen who lost everything because she trusted the wrong soul.
Listen closely, for every throne has a shadow behind it, and every crown carries a hidden price. In a powerful chiefdom, there lived a man the people called wise. His words were respected, his counsel feared, his presence unquestioned. But beneath the robe of wisdom lived a heart hungry for wealth and power. This man desired the riches of the land, not for the people, but for himself. The king who ruled before had once refused to share his treasures with him. And so, like a slow poison moving through the body, the wise man turned the people against their own ruler. With clever words and hidden influence, he convinced the elders that the king was corrupt. The king was removed from the throne, not by war, but by whispers. And in his place, the wise man chose a new ruler, a woman he believed would forever remain under his control. Her name was Chief Zainara. She was young, just, and pure in heart. She trusted the wise man deeply, for she believed he had placed her on the throne to bring fairness to the land. She followed his counsel without doubt, never knowing she had been chosen not for justice, but for manipulation. But the wise man desired more than influence. Though he was old in years, his heart burned with secret desire for Chief Zainara. He longed to make her his wife, believing that through her he would control both the throne and the wealth of the kingdom. To him, it was a perfect dream to gain power and love at the same time. Yet fear chained his tongue. He never confessed his feelings. Then one day, news reached him like thunder. Chief Zainara had chosen a man she intended to marry, a noble man of the land.
The wise man's heart darkened. His dream shattered. The future he had imagined slipped from his hands. He had hoped to strike two birds with one stone, but now he feared he would lose both stones without striking anything at all. And so jealousy entered where wisdom once lived. From that moment, he began to plan her fall. The plot to destroy the very queen he had raised was born. And that is how the story known as From Queen to Beggar began. But a heart that desires power does not act in haste. It moves with patience, like a hunter studying its prey. The old wise man knew that if he tried to control Chief Zainara without a careful plan, he would fail.
She was thoughtful. She was not easily deceived. So, he prepared a lie strong enough to shake even the purest heart. One morning, Before the sun had fully awakened, he went to her palace. His face was heavy, his voice trembling like one who had carried a terrible burden. He spoke of the ancestors. He told her the spirits of the land were angry with the village. Yet, he said, they had not revealed the true cause of their anger. According to him, the ancestors demanded a great sacrifice before they would speak their reasons. They demanded that the ruler herself must first humble her power. He told her, if you wish to save your chiefdom, you must leave the throne. You must transform all your riches into gold and cast it into the flowing river. You must go into exile with nothing. He said, only then would the ancestors reveal why they were offended. Only then would peace return to the land, and only then would she be restored as queen. The words struck like thunder in her heart. But the wise man had not finished. Knowing she might hesitate, he planted fear within his prophecy. He declared there would be 3 terrible signs if she delayed. First, the cattle and sheep of the western lands of the chiefdom would begin to die without reason. After the animals, sickness would follow, and people themselves would fall. If she still refused to obey, the heavens would close. The rains would cease, the earth would crack with dryness, and death would spread across the land like wildfire. These, he told her, will be the warnings of the ancestors. And so the trap was set. For he knew her heart. He knew she loved her people more than she loved her crown. He knew she would sacrifice everything to protect them. What she did not know was that the voice she trusted carried no message from the ancestors. It carried only jealousy, greed, and a hunger for power. The queen, Chief Zainara, did not yield immediately. Her heart was heavy, yet her mind was sharp. I will not decide alone, she said. I will consult the elders. For every choice they make in the name of the village, I shall follow. The old wise man, the one who had whispered of angered ancestors, felt a flicker of panic. If the elders investigated, if reason and truth took their course, all his plans, all his hunger for gold, for power, would vanish like smoke in the wind. So he acted. He moved to the western lands, the place where cattle grazed and villagers drank from the flowing wells. Quietly, with the cunning of a shadow, he poured poison into the water. The first trial had begun. By morning, the signs were undeniable. The animals lay dead in the fields, their eyes glassy and unseeing. Villagers fell ill, and some did not rise again. Fear gripped the hearts of the people, but for Chief Zainara, it was worse. She saw the shadow of the third trial looming. A land cracked under the sun, no rain falling, death walking openly through her people. For the love of her village, she made the hardest decision.
She stepped down. With trembling hands, she gathered every coin, every gem, every gold ornament the chiefdom possessed. She poured it all into the river that flowed like silver through the heart of her land. And as she lowered herself from the throne, the people gasped. The queen had become a beggar, stripped of title, wealth, and honor. The old wise man, however, smiled behind his stooped back. He had planned this moment. He would isolate himself from the people and plead to the ancestors in behalf of the people, he told the villagers. He warned the people with his most chilling voice. Whoever dares touch the gold in the river shall bring disaster upon themselves. Sickness, fire, death, the wrath of the ancestors shall consume not just the thief, but their whole family. The people bowed in fear, their eyes wide.
That very night, when silence lay heavy across the village, the old wise man crept to the river bank. The moon hid behind clouds, and the only sound was the soft lapping of water. He whispered to the river, as if calling it to serve him, "Give me the gold, let it be mine, as it was meant to be." But the world watches even when men think it sleeps. Even darkness has ears. From the shadows, a mad woman, a lonely soul wandering the night, watched. Her eyes burned with the light of witnessing, and she saw him lift the treasures from the river just as he had plotted. The first trap had been laid, but the first crack in his scheme had also appeared. For in every lie, every theft, every betrayal, the truth waits patiently, and night, no matter how thick, cannot hold it forever. After stepping down from the throne, the woman who once walked on decorated floors now slept on cold earth. The hands that once carried royal staff now stretched out for food. Her body grew thin, her clothes worn, her voice quiet with pain. She wandered the streets of her own chiefdom, unseen, forgotten, reduced to a beggar among her people. But while she suffered, the old wise man rejoiced. Instead of seeking the ancestors as he had promised, he drowned himself in pleasure. Gold flowed through his hands like water. He feasted on rich food, drank strong wine, and surrounded himself with women and luxury. His shrine, once a place of reverence, became a house of indulgence. The man who spoke of sacrifice lived in excess. The man who preached holiness walked in corruption. Yet truth has a way of finding its path. One day, as fate would have it, Chief Zainara encountered a wandering mad woman.
But the elders say, not every wandering mind is truly lost, and not every silent witness is blind. The woman recognized her, for Chief Zainara had once ruled with kindness, greeting even the forgotten ones of society. She had shown compassion to the weak, and kindness never dies. It returns when least expected. The two became companions, and one evening the mad woman revealed a secret she had carried in silence. She told Zainara how she had seen the old wise man at night, stealing gold from the river he had declared sacred. The fallen queen's heart burned with both grief and determination. That night she went to the river. There, under the watch of the moon, she saw the truth with her own eyes. The gold was abundant, and the wise man was still gathering it greedily, like a thief in darkness.
She stepped forward and confronted him. Her voice shook with righteous anger. She called him corrupt. She called him selfish. She accused him of betraying the people he claimed to serve. But the old wise man did not repent. He laughed. He mocked her suffering. He confessed his schemes without shame. He revealed his hidden desire, that he had always wanted her as his wife. Then he made his offer. "Become mine," he said, "and I shall restore you as queen. We shall share the riches of this land together. Your days of begging will end." But Chief Zainara refused. She chose justice over comfort. She chose truth over power. She declared that she would reveal his wickedness to the people. The wise man scoffed.
"Who will believe a beggar?" he said. Yet her answer was firm. "Truth walks slowly, but it always arrives." Fear entered his heart. Seeing his secret exposed, he chose violence over confession. He seized her and cast her into the river, planning to get rid of her. But heaven had already spoken. Torches suddenly lit the night. The elders and villagers emerged from the shadows. They had followed, having heard whispers of doubt and suspicion. They witnessed everything. The wise man's deception stood naked before the people. His lies, his greed, his false prophecies, all were exposed. The man who claimed to speak for the ancestors was revealed as a fraud. He was seized, judged, and cast into prison.
And the fallen queen was restored to her throne. Chief Zainara returned not as a ruler of pride, but as a leader of wisdom and humility. And the madwoman who had stood by her in darkness became her trusted friend and companion. Thus justice returned to the land, for no throne built on lies can stand forever. From this tale the elders teach: 1. Truth always defeats deception. No matter how carefully lies are hidden, truth will one day rise like the sun. 2. Power without integrity leads to destruction. The wise man sought wealth and control, but his greed became the cause of his downfall. 3. True leadership requires sacrifice. Chief Zainara chose the welfare of her people above her own comfort, and that is the mark of a true ruler. 4. Never ignore the voices of the humble. The mad woman whom society rejected became the vessel of truth.